What's up, everybody? Porsche coming to you guys all from prison from the inside out, Inc. This is the letter of Stephen Chirse. We're super excited here at F.T.I.O because this is our first letter out of New York. You guys stay tuned. Very interesting letter. And let us know in the comments if you are interested in hearing a phone interview because we think we want to interview Mr. Stephen Church based on his story. All right, so let's jump right in. So we're going to jump right in and just go ahead and read, y'all. My name is Stephen Churse, and I am 61 years old. For the past 35 plus years, I have been incarcerated for the charge of murder in the second degree of an off-duty police officer who never identified himself, and I didn't know. My life prior to me coming to jail was not an easy one. I came from a broken home. My father died the day I was born. It started when I was a little boy. I used to get beat by my stepfather for anything and everything for the simple fact I was the oldest and not his child. So then I felt that if I was going to get beat for something, then I might as well start doing something to get beat for it. I started to act out in school, home, and this was only my first stepdad. I have 5 brothers and a sister. Then it went from bad to worse with my second stepdad because he was beating all of us. My mom had 3 more children with him, so now the total is 9. So as kids, we had no food because our step pop was a drunk and dope shooter and would then start to beat on us because he could. And I was always trying to protect my brothers and sisters from beatings he gave. It came to a head when I truly, after me coming home from school, and found him drunk and high, beating the kids and my mom. I just lost it and stabbed him because my mother was put in the hospital for a broken jaw and nose. So clearly, just from the intro to this letter, Stephen had a hard childhood. He, large family, drugs involved clearly with the parenting, and abuse. I was about 13 or 14 and had to go to family court, and the judge told my mom and me that I had some bad problems going on and needed like mental health care because of what kind of kid would do something like that to his stepdad. So they sent me to Spofford Youth Center. When I came home, my girlfriend told me that I was going to be a father. I had no job. I could not read or write. I was dumb as hell. It was always beat into me that I was. And the sad thing about it is I believed it. To show just how much I believed what was always told to me as a little boy, I went out with my uncles who I was looking up to and started to rob and steal for them and sometimes with them so I could help put food on the table for my brothers and sisters and gave money to my kid's mother. I started to get arrested for my crimes, but as I look back today, I realized that it was a poor way of thinking and making bad choices. But if you didn't have a choice, then what should you do? So the revolving door to my prison life began with 1 year or less on Rikers Island, 3 times before my state bid, which happened with my step pop, and me getting shot. I got shot 1.5 to 4.5. Came home and did not miss a heartbeat and went right back to what I only knew, and that was crime. I answered one, he's saying that basically he answered the questions 1 and 2 in our letter template together, but he would like to explain more once we do an interview over the phone. If you guys are interested so far and you're liking the Stephen Church story, don't forget to hit the subscribe button on the YouTube, like, comment, let us know what you're thinking, so that way when we come back and do his interview, we'll know what kind of questions to ask, what you guys want to know, what you guys want to hear. This man has been in prison, as he stated in the first page, over 35 years for his role in murdering an off-duty police officer. So for the case that I'm in prison for today, I had a public defender and bail was set for $250K, and I could not make that. The night my crime happened, I was at home with the mother of my kids. We had been arguing over money. She was trying to put me down by saying I was nothing because I should get a job so I would not be out in the streets all the time. And at that point, my co-defendant came by at like 2 a.m. or later. He had owed me some money, but then I had and said he was going to this club to pick up some money. So he asked me did I want to come with him. So I figured it was better than to just keep arguing with my baby mama. So we stopped to get some weed and some alcohol for the drive to the club. When we got there, I stayed in the car. He left and went in the club, and when he came back a half hour later, pissed off about not getting the money from the guy who owed him. Some guy was outside the club looking at us. My co-defendant got out, walked up to him, and made a lunge at the guy and ran back to the car and jumped in and tried to take off. The guy jumped on the hood and was hanging on. We stopped, got out, told the guy to get off the hood of the car. When he did, it was my side. So he came after me. My co-defendant ran and jumped back in the car and started to take off while I'm still trying to fight this dude and get him off of me. See, you know what? Sometimes this is just the levels of, like stay away from shady ass people because this how this is just playing out is all about somebody jumping out of a vehicle, you not knowing what's going on, and now I'm assuming, I'm sure y'all probably assuming too, this ain't finna turn out good for Mr. Chirse, right? So when I did get this man off of me, I ran to the car and jumped in, and the guy jumped in with me. He was not playing. He was not going out like no punk, whoever this man was. I was trying to hold on and not fall out. I put my hand on the armrest in the middle, and there was a gun. I now know that my co-defendant got the gun from the guy when he lunged at him outside of the club. So now it all makes sense. Basically, when that co-defendant jumped out and was tussling with the dude before he jumped on the hood and everything, he had then robbed him of his weapon and such things while Mr. Stephen Chirse was sitting in the car, according to him, not knowing anything that was going on. This is why the guy jumped on the hood of the car in the first place. He and I both tried to get the gun from getting into each other's hands. He tried to get the gun out of my hand and it went off and he got shot and fell out the car and we got out of there. I never would have shot that gun if I could go back. The living conditions in prison are not all that, but could be better. The rules. He's saying inmates do dumb things that tries one patient and cause undue stress and tension between inmates that can lead to fights and more. This on top of things we get from home and programs we take. All inmates, I do not like that word, but this is how he wrote his letter, so I'm honoring my policy. I don't change anything. All inmates are not bad, but but you far in between are the good ones who are trying to change for the better. You know something with all this new drugs that people have been putting into their body, what you think gonna happen. So I believe what he's trying to say is, of course, prison is not a five-star hotel. That yes, there could be some better rules implemented. That everybody that's incarcerated is not a bad person. I know that. I hope you guys know that. People make mistakes. People change. People heal. People rehabilitate. In that there's a lot of drugs and stuff swarming, and they are swarming in prisons, and that people in prisons are actively addicted, and of course that is going to cause some, bad behavior within the walls also. Fiscal Correctional Facility has more programs than most. That is a good thing, as you can stay busy and spend positive energy on things that can better those around you. Now when you go back into society by working on yourself. Programs like Puppies Behind Bars is a class that teaches you how to train dogs and skills that can be used in the community along with facilitating suicide prevention and positive thinking classes, welding, etc. Shout out to Puppies Behind Bars. I heard it's a dope program. These are hard skills that I learned in prison. Other skills I have learned are called soft, and those can be talked about later. I also learned remorse, understanding, and pain. I caused my victim and his family, and the community, and my own family as well. It now makes me ashamed of what I did to get me here, and it makes me want to tell people I need that please don't follow in my footsteps, as my worst fears have already happened to me by not being there for my family, especially my son, who is now serving life in prison because he had no role model, and the role model that he did have was me. And clearly, look where he's at. So that is extremely sad. Hopefully, your son takes the opportunity to rehabilitate and that he one day can earn his way home also. I don't know his situation, so I can't speak much on that, but hopefully, you guys are able to reunite outside of prison walls one day. So yes, I can emphasize with knowing that my family is going around and around and around. It's my job to break that cycle now, so I can finally be there for my family the right way and do better because now I know better. I finally um, did something for myself and got my GED. Congratulations, that's a great triumph. And feel that I am somebody, and I'm building on that fact every day going forward. I would like to tell everybody that we could choose to give. To give, that is easy, but to teach and grow as hard work and can be its own reward. But most important is that we as a whole can be proud of what we can accomplish when we want something bad enough. And that's freedom. You guys make sure that, as you listen to the story, that you have an open mind. Mr. Chirse has been in prison for, like I said, over 35 years. And his board is coming up very soon. For anybody that's interested or his letter spoke to you, we also will be doing a live over the phone interview with Stephen, just so he can elaborate and explain a little bit more about his time incarcerated and about his crime. But anybody who's interested or was touched by his story, um, please reach out so that you can write letters. Like I said, he has board coming up. So maybe you want to write letter of support, just stating that, rehabilitation is possible. Um, Even if you want to pimp out with him, you can learn more about his situation. Contact me, let me know, drop something in the comments. Again, don't forget to subscribe, you guys. Thanks for watching.